What up, guys? Here we are, episode 115. Pardon the music in the background. This is my typical Sunday. I throw on some hip hop and I get dressed and ready to go. I get started with the podcast. I do these intros and I just didn't feel like turning the music off. I'm jamming right now, feeling good. We have Lex Ouellette. Lex Ouellette. Lexi Ouellette. She's a wonderful Instagram follow, a positive female role model, and just a positive person in general. She travels. She's very well versed in that realm. And honestly, I just wanted to have her on the podcast to talk a little bit about travel and health and wellness. And we had a really good time. And I think you guys will like this episode. And good news, guys. This is the last time we're going to have to ask, at least this year, for your vote for the best of in the Pitch Awards. This is like the last, there's like 2 days left or something like that to vote. Thepitchkc.com, best of, and you can find me in there and vote for me. Appreciate you guys, love you. Here is Lexi Ouellette, a very fun episode.
Welcome to the Inner Talk Podcast. We'll no topic is off limits. Now here's your host, my daddy, and Roy the Soul. Thank you for coming to the Inner Podcast. Boom, swat, boom.
We're starting in 3, 2, 1. Lexi Ouellette.
Ouellette.
Ouellette?
Yeah.
Damn it.
It looks a lot cooler than it is.
I wanted it to be French.
It is French.
Isn't that, they have T's in French? It's not Ouellette?
That sounds a little Spanish. don't you
Really?
think? I don't know.
I don't know.
If you listen to my dad's family in Canada say it, it's more like Ouellette.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's beautiful.
Thanks.
Are you from Canada?
My dad's family is from Canada.
Both? And your mom is from where?
Well, her side of the family, her mom's side is French Canadian, and then her dad's side is like Italian as can be. She's got Italian on both sides, but his side is mostly Italian.
Where did you grow up?
Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Connecticut. What do I know about Connecticut?
There's nothing to really know about
My
Connecticut.
parents, I grew up as a military brat, and even after I graduated high school and moved on with my life, my parents still stay in the military, and they lived in Rhode Island for a little bit.
Okay.
I went out there.
Rhode Island's like my second home.
Okay.
I mean, they're all so small and like close together that it's all the same shit.
I love my mom's family is from Maine.
Okay.
And I grew up in Michigan, and we would have family reunions every summer, and the people from Maine would come to Michigan, and they would always bring big coolers full of lobster, clams, mussels, seaweed would be in there to like keep it fresh or something. I don't know what it was, but there was all like the seaweed with little bubbles in it.
Yeah.
And Little Debbie's devil cakes. Devil dogs. You can't get them anywhere else, I guess, or at least I think they're regional. At least back then they were.
I didn't know that.
This was like the 80s.
Okay. Best seafood ever, though, right?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. You can't beat it. I hate having seafood here because it's like, oh.
Where's a good place to get seafood around here?
Yeah, I don't know that I mean, for being in the middle of the country, they don't do a horrible job. It's just you can't compare to food that was caught this morning to food that's been sitting. So
flown across country.
Right. It's just different.
It is. It's all right. There's some decent calamari.
Yeah.
I guess it is
like
hard
fried
to find.
calamari.
Yeah, I like calamari. No, I like grilled too. Like
I don't
tapas.
think I've ever had it like
You ever
that.
been to La Bodega in the Crossroads? It's like a Spanish tapas place.
No, but it sounds delicious.
It's really good. They have like this grilled octopus, and it's like the tentacles. The best part. I don't like those rings. Get out of here with that bullshit.
Yeah.
With those fried rings. Like that could be eating anything. It's tasteless and nothing. I want the tentacles. I want to know that I'm eating
Yeah.
an octopus or a squid.
So my mom's side, the Italian side of the family, we do Christmas Eve and Christmas with them. And my grandmother's thing every year growing up was her calamari salad, and it would go like crazy. But it was like the raw. I mean, it was cooked, it was boiled, but it was calamari, and it used to gross me out as a kid because you could see the tentacles. I'm like, I'm not eating that.
It's a weird texture.
Yeah, but now that I'm older, I'm learning how to make it so that I could pass that along one day.
Yeah, I guess we should probably talk about who you are for a minute, or why I have you here. Basically Instagram, how I get all my guests, but I noticed that you are really into fitness, and you're into travel, and then you also are into CBD, I guess, because you kind of hooked me up, and you're a part of Green Grove CBD company. So yeah, a little traveler and fitness person. Instagram model, influencer.
No. Well, I don't know. Do I come off like that?
Instagram model for sure.
Oh, thanks.
Instagram influencer. Sure, why not? Because you got positive things to say.
Yeah.
You're a good gram.
Thanks. I guess I never really considered myself to be that.
That's why it's so great. Those
Thanks.
fake phony ones that are like, they want to be influencers. You can just tell, you can see through it. It's nothing but selfies. And it's just like, all right, we get it.
I like to think of myself as a sharer rather than an influencer. Which, not to like shit on influencers by any means. I mean, they're making livings doing what they're making livings doing, like what they do, which is, I mean, I'm kind of jealous. Like, I'd love to make what they make.
It's a
doing
hustle.
What they.
It's a good hustle.
It is.
I mean, if you, there's, I don't know. I don't see any reason why you couldn't do it. If you could be one of those types that if you wanted to do it, you could do it. But that's a lot of work, and it's also a lot of. I mean, I guess there's a lot of different influencers, and I like the way that you're going about it, because you're not going about it as being influencer. You are very positive. You're all about positive vibes and just positive energy and just fun energy. And you're authentic. Thanks. Nothing about you is fake. But you would be the type that could not get away, but could make a killing and a racket as a fake influencer. Like, I'm going to go for like this hustle. I'm going to put on these super tight yoga jeans and do these yoga pants and do these little poses and go out in a field and just, the typical look at me. I'm a pretty influencer. You know what I mean? And get the kind of wrong attention, but it's an attention that gets people paid. That's something you could easily do, but I respect the fact that you're not going that way and that you're like, this is just me.
Well, that's a huge compliment. Thank you.
Yeah.
I that Instagram was always my personal page, I guess, and for people wondering, what is it because maybe they want to Instagram you right now. It's Lex Ouellette. It's just my name, Lex Ouellette, Ouellette. It's just not
slow
as
it down.
Cool.
That's hard. Lex
Oue. Yep, Llette.
Ouellette.
I mean, that sounds fun. I like
Lexi
that.
Ouellette. You throw a little flair into it.
Ouellette. No. So I, a while back, it was probably like a year and a half ago, started a blog to kind of, basically what had happened to me was I saw all those fake influencers and fitness models and all that, and it was like, wow, like they're super fit and they're having the best life, and I need to eat like this to look like them and do this kind of workout to look like them. And it kind of steered me down the path of like disordered eating and disordered body image. Yeah. And so once I kind of got through that, which took a long time and it will still always be a struggle. I mean, I think everybody has some.
How old were you when that was kind of starting?
Probably around 20.
Okay.
Probably like 19, 20 years old that started to happen. Ugh. Yeah. And I
the danger of it. I mean, that's part of the dangers of social media, especially.
I was so unhealthy.
Especially for women, young women. It's just so dangerous.
I was getting up at 5 a.m. and going to the gym and doing cardio in the morning, and then I'd go home, shower, go to class, and then by midday I was sleeping on the couch for the rest of the day because I was eating so little and working out twice a day. And it's unhealthy, and like so many people are doing that. And so I wanted to.
You weren't informed, right?
I thought I was. Right? That's the thing. I thought they know what they're talking about. Obviously, they look like this and they're living their lives like that. Like, I thought that that's how you did it.
But were they telling you what they were doing? Hey, I work out twice a day and I only eat very little. That's what they're saying?
Yeah. Well, they'll be like, oh, you need to, for breakfast, have 2 eggs and 2 pieces of toast. And then mid-morning, you're going to have 3 ounces of chicken and 4 ounces of broccoli and, a low carb wrap. And then for lunch, you're going to have another 4 ounces of chicken and asparagus. So they were, and you could still find it on Instagram now, meal plans.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them, if you notice, are very similar. And if you add up the calories, they're very low calories. It's like 1,200 calories a day, which is actually the dietary requirements for a toddler. That's what a toddler needs to get through the day, not a woman in her 20s.
Working out.
Right. Hard. Lifting weights. And
where are they getting their information?
Well, that's where it was coming from. It was coming from those influencers.
Oh.
So I wanted to create a space on the internet, on Instagram, that was not that. That was something different, to say, hey, this is going on, but you don't actually need to do that. You can be healthy, because that's not healthy. That's just leaning out and being, not eating what your body needs. Or you can eat a variety of different foods and eat the things that you enjoy and have cravings and eat a piece of cake, and it's okay. You're still healthy. You need to have balance. Mm-hmm. And you could still work out, but in a healthy manner that's not damaging your body.
Right.
So that's what I wanted to, that's what kind of started me. And travel was always a passion of mine that I kind of put on the wayside, because I thought, I need to be doing the research to find out how to reach these people. So I was taking mini courses and stuff on Instagram marketing and things like that.
Reach what people?
Just women who needed to hear that.
Okay.
How do I reach that demographic? How do I spread the word, if you will?
Okay.
And everyone was like, oh, you need to have a niche. You need to have one thing that you talk about on your Instagram. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. This is my Instagram. I love to travel. I love to take pictures, and I'm going to add that on there too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of.
Yeah, I've talked to some quote unquote experts about how to grow my Instagram, and it's a lot of, everybody has their own methods on what they think you should do, and a lot of it is personal. It's supposed to get super personal.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess niche too always helps. But that's why my podcast isn't as big as it could be, is because I don't have a niche. I'm not talking about sports cars only, or.
But that's what makes you different.
Yeah.
And I guess if you had a niche, you might be able to reach a wider audience on Instagram. But people aren't using Instagram like they used to.
What are they using it for now?
Well, now you have TikTok, and
TikTok's gone today.
Is it?
It's back.
It's back?
It's back?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. What happened was
it was supposed to end today.
The parent company, they went on ahead and sold shares to Walmart, 20% shares of Walmart.
They sold it to Walmart.
And not all of it to Walmart.
20%. So they sold it. So you're basically saying they sold a portion of it to an American company.
Mm-hmm, for them to keep.
When? Last night?
Yeah, actually this morning.
I was gonna say, because today was it was
quick.
supposed to. Yeah, well, that was today was the deadline. You were TikTok was supposed to end today.
Oh.
In U.S. Done.
Got some shares too, but it was
there'd have to be more than 20. Okay, well it's the Chinese companies. The big, I don't know. There's all kinds of theories behind it, but
yeah.
But TikTok's here though.
TikTok's here to stay.
It's fun.
Congratulations, 13-year-old girls all around the planet, all around North America. You guys got your TikTok back.
Right. Definitely killed this generation without no TikTok here.
This generation is so promising. It's the in-between generation.
Is that what you want to call it?
This generation that's coming up, I feel, is promising. But the in-between generations right now are fucking lost.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking lost. They got, I'm talking people that are probably in the ages of, 22 to 32? You think? Maybe that's the age?
I don't think I'm that lost.
No. There's certainly a lot of exceptions, but I just mean there's just a lot of, I don't know. I'm just pulling this out of my ass. I guess it's from local, just things that I've been seeing recently on the news, and I'm probably looking at the wrong shit, but I'm just seeing a lot of stuff that's going on in like Portland right now and DC and just these riots,
Mm-hmm.
They're not protests anymore. I mean, some places are protests. Well, I love protests. But there's riots in Portland. They're just getting out of control, and they're even beating their own accidentally. It's just mob mentality is taking on. I don't know. I didn't mean to get political, but we kind of started off. Well, you and I feel, at least I got in a political mindset when you pulled up here. There was cops here out front.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, had a very interesting encounter with a police officer as young Lexi here pulled up to the studio. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. Well, I just didn't really know what I was walking into when I hopped out, and then he said that.
How confusing.
I have a Chiefs shirt on. He's like, you need to be boycotting sports. I'm like, I do? For what? Like, I mean, I just didn't know what the context was. I was like, why am I getting out of my car? And he's telling me that I need to not watch the game. And I'm like, what? Did I miss something? What's going on?
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that you just walked in at that part. I thought you witnessed the very beginning.
Mm-mm.
So this cop there was a bunch of cops here. They were dealing with a dispute across the street here. And as they were leaving, Lexi was pulling up, but the cops were leaving. And this guy sees me walking towards Lexi, and he's got his window down, and he goes, "You're awfully brave for living in this neighborhood." And I was like, what? What do you mean? He goes, we're down here all the time. It's not a good neighborhood. I go, yeah. I like it. I go, it's entertaining. This is where I want to live. Well, if you want to live here, I go, well, it's where I can afford to live.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, well, yeah, I guess if it's where you can afford to live, it's where you can afford to live. I go, it's fine. He goes, well, we're down here all the time, and you're just brave for being down here. A lot of shit goes on. I go, I'm fine, and even when I have my kids here, I'm fine with them being here.
Right.
I was like, why are you telling me this? And it was a very interesting, why are you stopping me? Because I'm a put together white man in this neighborhood. It seemed very racist. He was coming to me like, hey, white man, you're my brother. Don't you agree? It's kind of weird that you're living here with a bunch of black people here, and I'm getting called down here all the time. Are you sure? I was very put off about it. Yeah. And then you jump out of the car, or not jump out of the car, but you just come out of the car because you're here, and you have a Chiefs shirt on that you made.
I did.
You made this tie-dye shirt. It's dope.
Thanks.
And he looks at you and goes, shouldn't you be protesting sports? And you're like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
And then so this cop, he's in uniform, stopping us, talking to me about with what I think is a racial thing with me. And then he starts talking politics about kneeling. He goes, Mike, he starts talking about anti-kneeling and all these, if you get paid millions of dollars, then you should stand up for the flag, about the athletes, and you shouldn't be watching football. I'm like, bro, why are you even telling us this? You're like, just think because we're white, we're going to be on your side? You don't know us. You don't know our political stance. It's just really off-putting to see a cop do that.
Yeah.
That to me, and I'm not, I don't know. Why is a cop in uniform being political? It's fucking weird.
I just think this whole time is strange, but right. I don't know. I'm not a very outspoken person, I guess. And I feel like there's so much conflict because nobody knows how to just keep their ideas to themselves, which yes, some ideas need to be put out there, whatever, but I don't go out saying what I think and making it known what I think, and you all should think the same way that I do.
Well, you've got Canadian blood in you. You're super nice.
I don't know. Everyone's so you should think like this. You should think like that. It's like, dude, I can formulate my own thoughts and keep them to myself.
And what a great place where, again, I think we can circle it back to social media.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the crux of all of this. I think everybody has a voice, and certain social media platforms, especially Facebook, are geared towards getting us riled up and angry because that's what gives us the most interaction. That's what causes us. That's the emotion that gives you the most reason to interact with other people.
Right.
And so Facebook promote,
Mm-hmm.
secretly promotes
their entire algorithm is based on it. Like it's
anger.
Uh-huh.
And then you give everyone a voice and you throw it out there, and then you feel like you can bring that into the streets. And when you fall in, I've been falling in the trap lately because I'm a troll. I do like to troll. I love to troll people. And a lot of times I'll start a fire and I'll walk away and I won't even watch it. I started one just this past week. I started one on my own page. And I started I'll reply a couple times. And then I looked at it, there's like 27 responses or something. I didn't look at any of them. I just knew it was all a forest fire of shit. But I just like to start little fires and walk away.
I'm going to set this on fire and leave.
Yes. I like to troll every now and then. But yeah, you see these people that are getting heavily invested online and in these debates, and they bring it out and about with them in real life. And then.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy times that we live in.
It is. It is really crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I mean, you can blame politics all you want, but I think a lot of it is social media.
Mm-hmm. I feel like when there's something in the forefront of the media, it's like everyone's like, you have to care about this.
Mm-hmm.
You have to care about this. And not to say that people don't. However, this world is full of problems, all sorts of different problems. And I think that humans need to worry less about being so concerned about one particular issue and thinking that everybody needs to be concerned about this issue, because I mean, I'm concerned about the issues obviously in the media that you hear about, but I'm more passionate about like ecological things, ocean pollution and stuff like that.
Right.
So there needs to be people who are concerned about all different things. So just because maybe I'm not at protests doesn't mean that I don't care. Obviously I care.
There's
but
only so
my
many
focus
hours
isn't,
in a day.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like exhausting to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I try to, like, I don't really watch the news or anything anymore. I'm like, this just makes me sad.
Yeah, I just kind of made I talk to myself. I'll admit it. If you don't talk to yourself, I think you're crazy. So I'm talking to myself today. Self, I feel like you've been getting a little too invested in politics.
Mm-hmm.
Just with not even like getting political conversations. I'm a little bit on Facebook, like I said, trolling, but also just consuming a little too much politics. Because I know what's going on, and it's super annoying. And I'm so much happier when I'm not in that realm. So I'm thinking of like this political season, 2020, this election and all this as a sporting season. And this whole sporting season, I've been just deep into it. I want to know what's going on. I want to see. I don't have a team. I don't care about the left team or the right team. I just like watching this. It's like a UFC fight. I just like watching them beat each other up. Mm-hmm. They're both fucking idiots. I hate them both. I hate both sides. I want some people on this side and some on this side and whatever. But to watch them from an outsider's perspective fight, it's kind of fun. But you do get invested. But I'm looking at it like that. And as soon as the election is over, I'm done. I'm turning it off. Screw the politics. Screw. Mm-hmm. Just start. Ignorance is bliss.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be as blissful as I possibly can and start consuming more positive stuff like traveling. I'm not kidding. Uh-huh. Which is one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on here, was because you do a lot of traveling, it seems. And I've been wanting to get more. Past couple months I've been toying with the idea of wanting to do a really cool trip just by myself at I was thinking either Spain or Cambodia, and coming down with these. I think Cambodia is the spot where I want to go, and I want to go for like a month, or so,
mm-hmm.
and just be by myself and just like get engulfed in that culture. I want to run a lot. Like I want to run 5 or 6 miles every day.
In Cambodia?
Not every. You probably
Good fucking luck.
Okay, no. Why not?
Because it's like 116 degrees with like 90% humidity. Like You can't
really?
breathe just sitting there. Yes.
All the time?
I mean,
what's the winter
I'm pretty
like?
sure. I went in August. It was in August.
Is it like here? It's like 116 and humid.
Worse.
It's worse than here. Oh no! Don't tell me that. But is it shady? It's jungly, right? Is there like a 3 mile?
It doesn't matter. It's so humid. Like it just doesn't. I mean, I'm telling you, I was drinking water bottles like this, like the big water bottles, and like I still wasn't peeing because I was just sweating it all out. That's how hot and humid it is. It's crazy how hot and humid it gets there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Sorry to crush your running dreams. I mean, try in the winter. I don't think it varies that much. I think in their winter it gets a little cooler, but it's still really, really hot.
Like what?
So
85 and humid? Hotter?
90, yeah. I don't think that it varies that much. I could be wrong. I don't know. I didn't really look to see what it was like in the winter because I couldn't go in the winter. I think it's so close to the equator that it doesn't change much.
Uh-huh.
It's not like here where we have seasons. Like it just is what it is. Sorry. I will say I did a couple workouts there. If you do it like closer to sunset, it's not as terrible. I mean, I didn't run, but I did do some workouts there.
I mean, I went running last week, and I was just thinking, wouldn't this be cool to do in like a Cambodia setting along a dirt road?
It would be.
With like some hills and some grass and trees, and maybe you see some cattle and whatever you see. I don't know. It's like, wouldn't that be cool just to run? Maybe some of the locals are like, what the hell is this white person running in the middle of our village for? This is interesting. They're probably all staring at me. I'm waving. Hey, I had this picture. I pictured it in my mind. This whole thing. And you just squashed it like a bug.
No, you still need to go. I just don't know about the running.
Okay.
Try it. I don't know. Maybe running in the heat and humidity is your thing. Maybe
it's not.
You do great.
It's not. It's not at all. The only reason why I first got a gym membership at Planet Fitness was just so I could run on a treadmill in the summer.
There you go. Yeah. It's hard to run when it's hot because it's hard to breathe. Mm-hmm. And for me, as soon as I get like really hot and sweaty, sometimes like you even get dizzy because it's like, okay, maybe I'm losing too much water here. Maybe this isn't a good idea.
Not a good idea at all. Oh, that would not be a good idea. If you get like heat sickness out there, heat stroke or something in the middle of some...
go to the doctors like you can't hear.
Yeah.
It's not...
And you're going to rely on some Cambodian to pick you up and put you on a cart or something to drag you to the nearest...
A tuk-tuk?
Vet? A tuk-tuk? Yeah, tuk-tuk, tuk-tuk, yeah. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I'd still like to go to maybe... Cambodia's cool. Go. I've never been anywhere... Really. I mean, I've a lot of places in the country, in this country, a little bit of Canada, a little bit of like border towns in Mexico, but I've never done like a cool trip.
Would be a great place to go. It'll blow your mind.
Yeah.
It's just so different. I mean, you see things on TV about third world countries and stuff, but until you see it in real life, it's like, wow, okay, this is crazy.
How come?
It's just different.
The poverty?
Like the poverty is just like things that you wouldn't think about. Like here you go to the grocery store and your meat is like nicely packaged and in the refrigeration section, whatever. Mm-hmm. But they have these outdoor open air markets that meat is just hanging in that hot heat and sun, and there's flies, and they sell it and they eat it. And it just is what it is.
That's what you're eating when you're there.
Yeah. I mean, if you choose to, it's for them, it's fine because that's what they're used to. Our bodies don't have the microbiome to be able to digest that without getting crazy sick.
We got the wrong bacteria.
Right.
There's no way to prepare for that, is there?
I mean, you could take probiotics, but I don't know how much they'll help with that. Like, I wasn't eating from that market just because I didn't want to get sick there.
Okay.
To be honest, in Thailand and Cambodia, I didn't really eat a whole lot of the local food, which in a way I regret because obviously you travel, you want to experience the culture, but at the same time, you don't want to get so sick there that you don't have access to like
you don't want to be stuck on a toilet for 2 days.
Well, that too, but like God forbid your body just can't get over something like that. What do you do? Like I wouldn't even know where to go if I needed medical attention. So you have to be smart about it. I mean, you experience the culture in ways that you can, but like I said, you
be
also
smart
don't
about
get,
it. Okay.
Right.
So what did you eat? Just like fresh fruits and vegetables?
Fresh fruits and veggies, especially like
Fish? Fresh.
I didn't eat fish there. Where I went in Cambodia was not close to the water.
Okay. It's not all kind of. How far away was the water?
I'm not sure. I went to the Angkor Wat area.
Okay.
But that was going to, like, if we went to the beaches, it would have been like a few hours to get there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Okay.
I wanted to see the temples.
Yeah.
So
what
that
were
was
those like? Were those?
Those were mind blowing.
Yeah.
So have you seen Tomb Raider? Angelina Jolie.
First of all,
no.
First of all, how dare you? That's not Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider is a video game.
Yeah, but they made a movie
from like 1995 or some shit. That's the true Lara Croft, and I had the biggest crush on a polygrammed woman ever. I mean, I was of age. I was like 16, and in that age of like, oh hey, puberty, hot fake chick with giant triangle boobs. But yeah, those video games were in those like temples like that. But yes, of course, I know the Lara Croft, Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, so they like worship her in that town by Angkor Wat.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. There's pictures of her everywhere.
Oh, wow.
She had like her favorite restaurant is, I don't remember what it's called. It's like some kind of I think it's called Piano Bar or something like that.
Oh, cool.
And there's pictures of her, and she's on the menu, and they just love her.
Nice.
So, but I think she's done a lot of, I don't know if she's done a lot of like work there with the locals, but I think one of her sons is adopted from Cambodia.
Okay.
So she's like really connected to Cambodia too. But those temples are crazy because there are massive trees just growing out of them.
Oh, trees.
Yes, like the roots like going down the rocks and stuff.
Is it ruining the temple at all? Like, is it ruining some of the structure?
Yeah, you can see where they've put supports in. In some areas, you're not allowed to go in because I guess it's not structurally sound.
Yeah, how come they don't take those trees out?
I think if they try to take them out, they would wreck them. Yeah.
Oh, Mother Nature.
I know. Ta Prom, I think, was the like sub area of Angkor Wat that particular thing is going on with the trees and where Tomb Raider or whatever was filmed. Oh,
okay, cool.
So.
Yeah, that's a cool culture. Mm-hmm. Did you have any of the happy pizza?
No.
No?
With the mushrooms?
No, it's a weed.
Really? Oh, no, I didn't have it.
It's supposed to be like a cultural, I don't know, maybe it's a tourist trap thing, but maybe. I was watching.
It sounds familiar, but I don't know.
Anywhere if you see like happy anything, I think it's like got a lot of pot in it.
Oh. I don't remember that.
Okay.
I mean, it could have been a thing. It's been a few years since I went.
It's just, I don't know. That's just from what I've researched. I like YouTube a lot, so I watch a lot of YouTube travelers.
Did you hear about the ping pong shows in Thailand?
No.
He has.
a ping pong show in Thailand? How far is Thailand from Cambodia?
It borders. Okay.
So you easy to travel back and forth, or?
Well.
Thailand. Would I want to go to Thailand?
I mean, it's an experience for sure.
Okay, what's a ping pong show?
I don't want to get off. I'm going to let you research that, and everybody who's listening, research a ping pong show.
Okay. Forrest Gump and shit?
No. So it's like a sex show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they have.
I'm not interested in a ping pong sex show.
I will give you an example of one of the things that they do.
Did you go? You know this firsthand, or this something you heard?
We stumbled into one like by accident.
Okay, how?
Totally by accident. Because they like try to bring you. I went with my best friend Kaylee.
Okay, fine.
And we went. They try to like bring you in, and we went into this building. And they walk you upstairs, and there's this woman on stage, and a lot of other things happen, but the most memorable to me was this, they have lady boys, and one of them was like bringing around balloons and giving them to everyone in the bar, and we're like, why are they, and there's a huge language barrier.
Huge blown up barrier. Balloons or
yes, okay. Like a helium balloon.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm like sitting there holding a balloon like, fuck, like what is going to happen? Like something's going to happen. They wouldn't just be walking around giving people balloons.
Is it on a stick? Is it tied? Like
just on a ribbon.
Okay.
And so this a woman comes on stage and she shoots darts from downstairs to pop the balloons.
No.
I'm like, this
Darts?
woman is gonna, yes.
No.
Like a blow dart. I swear to God. You cannot make it up.
How?
You just can't.
How?
I don't know. I don't know.
It doesn't hurt? How does she...
I don't know.
How did she learn she could even do that? When does that begin? Oh my gosh.
She did some
How
other
good was
questionable things.
Really?
Yeah, but she was popping the balloons, but I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Like
So I like have the balloon over here. I'm like, I'm going to get a dart in the eye out of a vagina.
Oh my gosh, the diseases you would get from that.
Yeah, we left after that real quick. And they, of course, they like want you to pay for like her popping your balloon.
For her
I'm like,
ability.
I did not ask for this. Like, I didn't want the balloon. And yeah.
Was it like
just,
$1?
I don't remember what it was.
Do they ask for a certain amount, or they're like, "Hey, give me money"?
I mean,
Wow. I mean, you got to give it up for her. You got to give a chick $1. Like,
yeah. Oh, no,
I might find it reprehensible. It might be disgusting, but damn it, lady, that is a skill that you've honed, and I appreciate
And
you.
she
It's not for
practiced
me,
and she-
but
yep.
here's $1. Good job.
I don't even remember what the conversion rate was, but they have Thai baht as their currency, and I don't know. I don't remember if they asked for a specific amount. Like I said, there was a big language barrier. Like,
Okay.
a lot of Thailand and Cambodia was just kind of trying to figure it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think it. Yeah. Okay.
So.
How naive and ignorant and.
I mean,
verbose of me to
we
think
had
that it's
heard
just-
of ping pong shows, and we were kind of like curious as to what actually goes on in there, because you hear things and you're like, no.
Right. I want to see. Is the donkey show real?
Yeah,
Is
like
this
what-
really a thing? Is it just a rumor? Ping pong show?
Yeah.
Darts?
And they make it sound so innocent. Oh, come to a ping pong show. I'm like, these people are going to be doing crazy tricks with ping pong, like, tricks. And
Right. Some
it
Forrest
was not
Gump shit.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to see that.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. In fact, I just, again, a YouTube video I just watched a few days ago. This kid doing ping pong tricks. That, like, he puts like a bunch of red Solo cups, like a big arcing thing. Like a, I don't know, an arcing.
Yeah.
10 cups that do a big half circle, and from the other side he'll spin it and he'll go do like all perfectly right around it, and then he'll put it into a cup.
That's cool.
Like all these cool little popping it in a
Like
just
trick shots.
trick
and stuff.
shots. Like I would love to. I'd go to when you went to that ping pong show. Was the clientele mostly locals or is it tourists? Like what is?
It was
like
very empty in there.
Okay.
Actually, and there were a couple of older men to our left who I think were locals, and then I want to say there were a couple of other tourists, but I think I was so like taken aback by what I was seeing that I was just kind of like, I think we need to go.
So you went with one other female. Is that scary for you at all? For just two good-looking white chicks in a country like that doing is it?
I mean, I think our families probably thought we were a little crazy, but as long as you keep your wits about you and you're just like aware of your surroundings, it's fine.
Yeah.
I was mostly concerned about like getting robbed or like pickpocketed than anything else. And we were always together. We never went and did anything without each other because, like I said, like there's a huge language barrier. If we lost each other,
Right.
how would we even, So.
How did you figure out travel? Like, did you do a lot of bus traveling, or did you just how do you figure out once you land?
We kind of went in without a plan. We wanted to
I
have
like
a
that.
plan.
I like that a lot.
In retrospect, we probably should have, just because, again, the language barrier really kind of screwed us up a couple times.
Did you know there was going to be a language barrier?
We did, and we learned some words
Sure.
to try to, but it's a tonal language, and so you think you're saying things right, but it could be a completely different meaning.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that's hard as like an American to try to navigate because we don't do tonal anything. I mean, you
Just
could hear
sarcasm, right?
You can hear like tones for emotion, but it doesn't change the meaning of the word.
Wow.
Yeah. So we flew into Bangkok. We stayed there for a few days and we bussed to Cambodia. and then we bussed back to Bangkok, and then we flew.
What's that bus like? Is it like chickens and packed, super packed?
No, it's like a overnight bus that you would see here. Yeah, it was fine. I mean, the experience was not, because you have to be careful around those areas because there are a lot of scam artists. So
like I think that's worldwide at any bus station.
Yeah,
Go to any Greyhound stop here. You're gonna get hustled from some dude trying to sell you a gold watch.
Yeah, but they're mostly out. So you think that you're on a legit bus to Cambodia, right? Like it's some government travel thing. Uh-huh. And to a degree it is. Like they are like a legit bus company.
Quote unquote.
But they do still try to scam you. So they're going to tell you that you need to pay a certain amount when you get to the border, but you really don't. Like you got to, go through this walkway, and they're going to try to tell you have to go in the building and pay for like some stamp on your passport, whatever. And then the area between Thailand and Cambodia is in no man's land. It is so strange. There's a giant like casino, but it's just like people walking, like the buses can't cross. It's just so strange.
Interesting.
So you have to be careful. You have to really do your research and know like what you need to do, especially to cross the borders and stuff like that, and what to look out for. Like we bought they're like fanny packs, but they go in your pants so that you could keep like your money in your pants, because there's a lot of pickpocketers.
What
just
kind
stuff
of pants?
like that.
I got some pretty tight jeans on right now. I don't know that I can get a fanny pack inside there.
They're small. They're really thin. They're meant to be worn in your pants.
Okay.
But
funny you mention, I just ordered my first fanny pack.
Did you?
Last night on eBay. It'll be here in a week.
There you go.
Yep.
But yeah, you have to just be super aware.
Yeah.
Weird shit like that happens. So.
Did you go to the beaches at all?
Yes.
How long did you go for?
We were there for 3 weeks.
Was that enough time?
3 weeks to a month. Yeah, we did a lot while we were there. So we did Bangkok, we went to Cambodia, we came back to Bangkok, then we flew down to Phuket, and then we went to Koh Phi Phi, and then we went back to Phuket, back to Bangkok, and then home. Wow. So there were other areas that we wanted to see that we just didn't have time for, but...
That's a lot of traveling, it seems. A lot of sightseeing.
Yeah, we wanted to see a lot.
Okay.
Because Bangkok, there's no beaches around there. And I really wanted to see the beaches. So we went down to Phuket and Koh Phi Phi, which are the beachy areas, and then made our way back up.
Yeah, I was thinking about, tell me what you think of my idea. Maybe I need to do more research. It was just to go into like a small village or something near a beach and just stay there for a month and become like
a local?
A local for a month or 5 weeks or something like that.
You can.
Would that be worth it, or should I like go crazy and like go see this Wat, go see this Wat, go see this Wat, and go see the beaches, travel to Thailand, go see the ping pong show?
I mean, once you see one temple site, you've kind of seen them all.
Okay,
and
I
if
figured.
you're going to go to one, I would say go to Angkor Wat, because it's like one of the 7 wonders of the world or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But we went to quite a few.
Is it a wonder? Were you like in awe when you were there? Were you like, were you blown away? Was it like...
By how old it is, yes.
How old is it?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but thousands and thousands and thousands of years old. Like, and it's just crazy that it's still standing.
Yeah.
And you look at it and you just try to think about like, oh my God, what did life look like for these people? What were they like? What was their day to day? What did they do in this room? Like, who was standing right where I'm standing? So it's just really cool to see.
Yeah, that's the stuff that, I don't know, gets me excited.
Yeah.
Just thinking about like ancient history and ancient civilizations like that.
Me too.
What their lives were like.
Well, it's just so crazy to think about how far we've come in such a short period of time. Like, if those people saw that we're sitting here with this microphone in front of us, they're going to be like, what the
hell? Oh, yeah, you got to get right up on it.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I mean, all you would have to do is bring your phone to them. If you brought your phone back just 200 years ago in Salem, you would have gotten burned at the stake or drowned. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously. Which? Like, if you brought this back.
Right.
You know, imagine, I wish time travel was
real
I do too. Yet. I mean, maybe it is and we don't know about now. Maybe it's getting, I don't know. I don't know if it's possible.
I don't know.
Could be possible. It's good.
Well, it's so funny, and it has to be photoshopped, I'm sure. But I see things every now and then. It's like, oh, so like this man in this photo from the 1800s has
a cell phone or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like a video of like some dude or lady that looked like she had like walking through a scene with like a cell phone looking type thing.
Mm-hmm.
This person is from the future.
Yeah.
We caught her on. I was like, I wish.
I know, that'd be cool.
The whole theory behind that is you won't be able to travel back in time until a time machine is invented, and then that's the last point you can go to. So like if we invented a time machine today, we couldn't go back in time. We could only go forward.
That's kind of scary.
But the forward time could eventually go back in time, but they could only come to here because this is when the time machine was invented.
Oh, I see what you mean.
It's not multiple.
Yeah.
Time machines.
That's just one theory. I don't know. Seems plausible.
Yeah. Time is just a strange concept. It is really man-made if you think about it.
It's just a measurement of distance, right?
Yeah. From the current moment. Yeah.
There's a really great, again, YouTube. They should be paying me for this episode. There's a great video on there.
YouTube, please sponsor.
Yeah. That I think it's called A Journey to the End of Time or something like that. And it's like a computer simulation model of billions of years into like a time lapse video from now of Earth and everything that's going to happen. And it's super, super trippy because you just see like eventually Earth just explodes. It just explodes and there's nothing left of it.
Yeah. And
then all the stars you see up there, eventually they explode and they die out. All of them. And there's nothing left but just pure, quiet, cold darkness.
Space, yeah.
Space. I mean, it's even worse than space because there's nothing anymore.
Yeah.
And then it all starts over again.
That's so weird.
Possibly, yeah.
The idea of space is mind blowing to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, space will trip you out.
Mm-hmm.
This Earth, like, I get tripped. I mean, we were talking, and we don't have to get too into it if you don't want to, but we were talking about like anxiety and stuff earlier, and yeah, that kind of stuff can really.
Oh, there's nothing like thinking about that to make you feel so insignificant.
Yeah.
It kind of puts your problems in check, though. It's like, wow, this really doesn't matter.
It doesn't. Like, I'm here for a blip of a time. Like, what is this? Like, what is life? What is this living? What is this planet? How are we here? Why are we here? We're like on this weird ball that's just spinning in outer space. Like, with other shit, it's just so weird, and I don't think enough people think about that. I think we all, and I'm guilty of it too, but just like we get looking straight ahead or straight down. We're looking at our phones, we're looking at TVs.
Mm-hmm.
We get stuck in these cities, and you look up and you can't see the sky.
Right.
We get marveled at the seventh wonder of the world, the Watt.
Mm-hmm.
We get the pyramids, the Grand Canyon. We get mesmerized by these things. And when really all you have to do is if you go out in the middle of nowhere with no light pollution and you just look up, that shit should trip you out more than anything. Mm-hmm. Like those stars out there, like every single star you see has planets around it.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. And those lights, I mean, some of those lights is producing that light that you've seen was like 5 million years old.
Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore.
No.
I think all stars are like that.
Yeah, all stars are millions of like those. The light that we're seeing is from millions of years old.
Right.
And like whenever cool shit in science comes up lately, there's been some really cool things that they witnessed one black hole eat another black hole. They just watched it, like saw it.
Oh my God.
And this happened, I think. I wish I paid attention more. Maybe 3 billion years ago, maybe.
Uh-huh.
And it created that phrase you hear, a ripple in time space. It created that, and it hit us last year.
No shit.
2019, a time ripple.
Is that why 2020 is so fucked up?
Yes,
Is that it?
I think so. Like I wouldn't put it like why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Like you can like, whatever be hokey pokey science fiction writing silly theories all you want, but why not?
Yeah.
Like it's already strange that we're here. Everything
is
about
strange.
like there was dinosaurs here millions of years ago roaming the earth before anything.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're here building these ridiculous structures that are only temporary.
Right.
We're not going to have any Watts here. We're not going to have any pyramids here when everything takes over, except for those ones. All New York City will be wiped out.
Mm-hmm. It's weird. It's so strange to think about.
I love it, though.
Hey, you could just fall down a rabbit hole just thinking about all those kinds of things. Universe related.
And then I bet it's even trippier for you when you're going to see these different cultures and what these people are doing and how they're living. And
well, that's the thing is like that's happening on this earth now, but
right?
we are so caught up in what we're doing that we don't even consider it. Like we don't think about how other people are living halfway across the world.
I know.
And traveling opens you up to that and puts your life in check. Like,
right.
Wow, maybe I should be a little more thankful for what I have because, you know.
That's one of the reasons why I want to do this. Is I just want to see. I want to get involved in a whole other culture, and just see like the possibilities out there. And, and it's such a far-fetched dream because I do have young kids, and to like talk my ex-wife into like, hey.
I'm leaving for.
Let's all no, but I can't be without my kids. Like, hey, let's all
go.
Move somewhere. Like, and again, this is probably when I told you I was talking to myself recently about the politics and why I need to be done with this season forever.
Mm-hmm.
Is because I find myself having these internal thoughts of what is happening to America right now. Like, I don't want to be hyperbolic and fear mongering and thinking that this is the end of the American empire, but I feel like this is the spearhead, like the spear tip is just cracking and this is going to shatter and this is the fall of the American empire. And I'm just like, you don't have to live where you're born and raised. Like, America's great. It's beautiful. Freedom. We have great freedoms but we also have these traps of getting stuck in these jobs that we don't necessarily love so we can afford certain amenities. And like, just how important are those? Like, when you can just live somewhere maybe else cheaper, but what does that mean if you're with family and loved ones but you're in a cool environment that you love and appreciate? Why do you have to be chasing the American dream, trying to be rich and famous and stuck in a fucking suburb with a white picket fence? Like, that's not, I mean, that's you want to talk about anxiety and depression. You're going to find a lot more anxious and depressed people in white picket fence in the suburbs than you probably are on a beach in Thailand. Who knows though? I want to find out.
Well, yeah, and you have to experience that for yourself to formulate your own opinions.
Right.
For me, I throw me on an island by myself with maybe like the people that I love and what I need to survive. Like, I'll grow my own food. I'll go fishing. That would be, I'd love that.
Right?
I would love that.
I want to snorkel for some crabs and lobster and spearfish. I want to spearfish so bad. I think it'd be so cool to snorkel and shoot a grouper with an arrow.
Right. And you're feeding yourself and you're eating the way that nature intended. And I don't know that like the people in Thailand and Cambodia are necessarily happier. It's just different. So like they work a lot harder than we do. You know, they're farming, they're doing whatever, but it's also a lot more populated there. And when I went, I was kind of like expecting these pristine beaches and it's going to be back to nature. Like, this is what the world provided. But the beaches were really full of plastic and trash and it was really dirty there. So it was kind of like, I don't know, thinking about what you said, would you be happier there? I don't know. You'll have to find out. But
maybe
for
not
me,
necessarily
I think
there, but
yeah, I'm like, I don't know. That's what made me think that I'd just be happier on a island by myself and growing my own food. And
a hammock and fishing.
Yep.
A little fire.
Simple.
coconut. A little rum in that coconut.
Right.
Import some little baby umbrellas. I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm down for. I'd love that.
Yep.
Or a mountain. Like, I'd like to be in a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
I like mountains, but I like to hunt too. So throw me on a mountain.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick an arrow through an elk and bring home some dinner.
Right.
Elk, some trout from the stream or the lake.
It's good eating.
Yeah. And that's, yeah, I don't know. So during this time of COVID, has it prevented you, like, did you have any trips planned that got canceled? Were you in the Virgin Islands recently?
Mm-hmm. That was okay. That was like in the in-between space. I mean, you still had to wear masks and do the hand sanitizer everywhere you went and all that, but it was fine. I would have liked to take more weekend trips around the U.S. I would have loved to plan something in like Yosemite or Yellowstone, which I think is fine right now in COVID, but I would just... It's so hard because I feel like I'm like wasting life away. Like I have time, like I want to go do it, but I don't want to get there and not be able to experience it the way I would normally would.
Okay.
So
yeah, that makes
I didn't
sense.
have anything set in stone.
Okay.
I will say that traveling to go home to see my family has been more difficult. Like I went to Connecticut to visit my family and I lucked out because the time leading up to that, I was in the Virgin Islands and you didn't have to quarantine when you got to Connecticut. But if I were in Missouri, I would have to quarantine when I got to Connecticut for
like 2 weeks.
Yeah. And they have been like giving fines to people.
Yeah. How do they know if you're quarantining or not?
I don't know. I think it's a load of crap, but
yeah, it's definitely an intrusion.
Yeah. So that's been more difficult. It just sucks. It sucks. But I mean, there's travelers everywhere who are feeling the same way.
I've been traveling.
Mm-hmm. You went to Denver.
I went to Denver.
Did you go anywhere else?
I flew to Denver for I stayed like 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
It was fine. The flight was fine. It was one of the flights was packed. It was a big one. It was a big one. It had the 3 seats on the left side and the 3 seats on the right side, and it was packed.
Mm-hmm.
And that was from Chicago to Denver. Yeah, Denver was fine. I wouldn't go back. I would go back to Colorado and do Steamboat Springs type things somewhere in the mountains. Right. But this was just like a quick, spontaneous 3-day stay in the middle of the city. It was a cool like 12th floor, top of the floor.
So you saw the mountains in the back.
Yeah, I got to see some mountains and walk around and enjoyed the city for as much as we could. Saw some live music, which I've been missing. And then 4th of July, I took a train to St. Louis.
Nice.
And it was the first time I've done something like that, and that was really cool.
Sometimes it's just like local travel like that. Local travel like that is just as fun, you know?
It's super fun. It's a complete, like, it doesn't matter if you're say you're in St. Louis from Kansas City, that's like 4 hours away. That's not a very far trip, and it feels like it doesn't matter that you're in a whole nother city. It has a whole nother vibe. You got a whole nother scene you're looking at, new restaurants, new people, whatever. It's like you feel like you're on vacation.
Right.
You don't have to go, because I look at it like, well, there's other people that are traveling to St. Louis from other cities. Like it's kind of a destination, like not a huge destination.
Well, any city now I feel like is a destination because they're so like cities have become so much more appealing to go to. Like there's more entertainment, there's more like boutique bars and stuff that they're doing. It's just cool. I agree with you.
And a lot of cities have like their own culture.
Yeah.
You know, like come to Kansas City, we got some jazz and barbecue. Go to St. Louis, I don't know, you got Cardinals.
Busch.
Yeah, Budweiser.
Yeah, Budweiser. Busch is there too, right? Well, they're owned
No,
by
Busch is Colorado, I think.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't remember.
I think they're
I think St. Louis is cool too.
Maybe it is. I don't know where Busch is now that I think about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Milwaukee?
Well, Anheuser-Busch, so wouldn't it?
Oh.
I thought
there
it
you
was
go.
St. Louis. I
Maybe
don't know.
Anheuser-Busch. Okay.
I think we're thinking too hard about it.
I'm really dumb.
No, you're not.
Oh yeah.
Even just like the architecture in different cities.
Yeah.
Like the buildings in St. Louis are totally different than here.
And it's so big. St. Louis is big.
Yeah.
Kansas City's small.
Yeah.
Like I've been realizing I've always Kansas City's small. Mm-hmm. It's a really small city, and I think that's what I like about it so much. It's just big enough that you can call it a city, but it's pretty small. Like you go from the plaza to the river market, and that's the city. That's not very far.
I think what throws me off is like the metro. The metro is so big. Like
Metro's
and
huge,
spread out.
Yeah.
But Kansas City itself is small. Yeah.
But I love that spread outness because you can be, the city is 20 minutes from almost anywhere.
Yeah.
Liberty, Overland Park, Blue Springs, Wyandotte.
Mm-hmm.
It's all 20 minutes away.
Yeah. I love the city. I didn't really give it a fair chance when I was moving here. I'm like, I don't know how this is going to go. But
when did you move here?
Actually, so this exact week, actually, in 2017.
Oh, you've only been here for 3 years?
Uh-huh.
You were Connecticut before here?
Mm-hmm.
The whole time?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, I've lived lots of other places,
Okay.
but I'm from Connecticut, and I was living there before I came
What brought you here?
Work.
Okay.
Just a weird string of events for work. I was supposed to go to Florida, and then my company was like, you should go to Kansas City, and I entertained it.
Oh, but you wanted to go to Florida.
Well, the beach person, he was like, I need to be by the water. Like, the ocean is so much of who I am. I grew up by the ocean. And then that ended up not working out. And I was like, fuck it. I'm going to try something new. And I'm going to Kansas City, Missouri.
I'd be like, all right, Kansas City, you better show me something.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed. I could have gone to Florida.
Uh-huh.
Damn it.
I just feel like here, of all places, is just so random.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, it's like fate put me here for some reason. I don't know what it was, but I love it. I mean, and I feel like the people here really like kind of took me in as their own. I feel like I could be like, yeah, I'm from Kansas City, even though I'm not, know. Right. It feels kind of like I am.
I call it, I'm not from here, but I call it home now. Like Kansas City's my home. I'm a Kansas Cityan. It feels weird to say that.
It does.
Because I was born and raised in Michigan, but
and
I've been here for so long. I'm a Kansas Cityan.
Yeah. And I've only been here for 3 years, but I kind of feel that way. And don't get me wrong, like Connecticut will always be home. That's where my family is. But yeah, this has kind of taken on like a second.
You're like Dorothy. It's your home away from home.
I know, right?
You got some red slippers on underneath that red shirt. Look at you embracing the culture. You do got the Kansas City Chiefs shirt on. Uh-huh. Hell yeah.
Super fun.
Are you going to be here for the foreseeable future, or do you have plans to get the hell out of here?
No plans. I mean, I bought a house, so I'm kind of stuck at least for a while.
Well, you can sell a house.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, I don't.
It's a buyer's market right now, or a seller's market right now.
That is true. I just bought it though.
Okay.
So I'm like not trying to sell yet.
What part of the town are you in?
I'm in Independence.
Oh, geez Louise. Mm-hmm. Hello, neighbor.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Well, I was going to ask you off air, and you can keep the answer very, very vague. Because people don't need to know.
Yeah.
And in fact, I will ask about it off air, now that I think about it. But it has to do with exercising.
Okay. Yeah. I'll tell you.
Okay.
When we're off air.
Yeah. Yeah. Any plans after COVID restrictions can we travel anywhere? Like really? Just we can go to Mexico, Virgin Islands, probably Costa Rica, maybe Guam.
I don't think you can go to the Virgin Islands right now.
Oh shit!
Unless they just lifted, but soon after I got back, they said no more tourists.
Like where can we? We can't go anywhere, can we?
Yeah, you'd have to research I think Belize just opened, which is where I really wanted to go.
Belize,
yeah, in Central America.
Belize. Why do I know Belize? What's in Belize?
A bunch of cool shit.
Jonestown? Was Jonestown in Belize?
Rainforests. I don't know about the cities.
It was Guyana. That was in Guyana. Okay. Never mind. Belize. What do I know? I feel like I know something about Belize.
I don't know.
I know.
I want to go there. I want to go to Ireland. I just want to go everywhere.
I'm supposed to go on a trip to Ireland with my family.
Really?
You want to go to Ireland, Charlie?
Yeah, let's go to Ireland.
Yeah?
I always seek
My parents
out.
would like you. I'll bring you along.
My parents would like you.
I'm cool with that.
We go, I want to go and I'm Irish. I want to go and have like an official, like a serious Irish inspired trip. Like I want to get in a fight in a pub with an Irishman. You know, I want to fight an Irishman. Just let's fight.
Let's say you did it.
Yeah.
I
Get my ass kicked in Ireland
right?
and Dublin. Oh yeah, you fucking Yankee.
I typically like look for beach destinations, but lately I've been wanting to go somewhere a little bit like chilly and medieval.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's like Halloween or what. Probably not though, because I've been feeling that way for a few months. I've been wanting to go hiking more, which I love to hike anyways, but the mountains have been a little bit more appealing. The colder, like Ireland, Scotland.
Yeah.
I want to go up, explore.
You a drinker
area.
at all?
I do like to drink. I'm not like a heavy drinker anymore. I get the worst hangovers ever.
What do you drink?
The worst. It just depends.
Well, that might depend on why you're getting headaches. Do you drink like a lot of
I'll
fruity
get a
drinks?
headache.
Like
No, no, because I know that makes me feel like crap.
Right?
No, I'll do like, it sounds disgusting, but it's actually not that bad. But vodka and water with like muddled fruit.
Okay. Like Mio?
No.
Oh, muddled fruit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you get flavor.
That's
but
fine.
You're
I'm
also
not mad at it.
hydrating while you drink, and then you don't feel like shit after. I mean, I still do, but
I
not
would,
as
I
bad.
would, I would do like a bubbly water, like
Those give me headaches though, because I used to drink vodka sodas all the
Yeah.
time. And then I'm like, well, why am I getting headaches? Maybe let's try water instead of the soda water, and it helped.
Yeah.
I mean, margarita every now and then. Just depends. I'll really drink anything. Whiskey gives me really bad headaches.
Oh, I love a good whiskey. Love a good whiskey.
It's tasty.
Mm-hmm. Do you always travel with the same gal, or do you travel by yourself at all, or what kind of travel mates?
I mean, I wish I traveled more. I really haven't been doing as much traveling as I'd like. I've moved to a lot of places by myself, but
where all
haven't
have you
really
moved?
done.
What do you like? Like, what are some of your? I don't know.
Lived in Honolulu for a little bit.
Oh shit.
San Diego, Jacksonville. Those are like the main ones. I moved out here by myself. Didn't know anyone in Kansas City.
You know, you got a bunch of friends, and you're
Yeah.
influencing KC with your positive energy and your pro tips, pro traveling tips, and pro eating tips, and you got some funny Instagram videos. You were running once and had like a bee chase you for
Oh my God.
for like 2 days.
Can I just tell you something?
Anything.
So I went to Pilates this morning. And I'm driving on my way home. My windows are down because it's super nice out. And I hear like this like ding on my car. Like, you know, when a big bug hits your car and it makes a sound.
Yeah.
Well, I hear it like by my head. So it must have hit by like the window. And this big ass bug like lands on my shirt. And I like don't know if it's alive or if it's dead. So I'm like driving, trying not to freak out. But for some reason this year, bugs and I just have not been getting along.
It's the plague.
It's got to be.
It's got to be the plague.
But yeah, those things, the bees and the horseflies really are bad, and they'll chase you down. And I have not been having luck with them lately.
And then you had you were going to try, it looked like you were going to try and start doing more of these because they were fun. And it might have been like a TikTok video where you're like working on like your house. Like house projects and stuff like that.
So that first
and those
one
are so good. Like you've done a couple of them. Like
do you like them? Are they funny? Because I really
think they're
just
really
made
good.
It.
No, I think they're really good. I'm like, I want to see more of these. They're very entertaining. Yes,
okay,
they're entertaining. They're
I
just
made
entertaining.
it for my dad. Like I
yeah,
made it
you were
to send
saying
to
that.
my
I think
dad.
I talked to you about that. Like when you first did it, and you
Yeah.
said something like, I made it for my dad, and I was like, it's really good. You should do more of these.
My dad's like, you have to put that on there because that shit's so funny. I laughed forever about it. I'm like, okay, I will. I'm like, no one's gonna think this is funny. Like you're laughing because you're my dad.
No, it was like, yeah, very good.
More. Okay.
Do more.
Good to know.
You're very creative.
Thanks.
Yeah. What do you want to see happen with, or do you want to see anything happen with your Instagram? Is there a certain responsibility you feel with it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I basically just want to keep doing what I'm doing. I hope that it reaches people in a way that's helpful. I hope it reaches someone who needs to hear it. And I hope that it helps to, women especially who have gone through what I have gone through, kind of.
Here, turn this a little bit. There you go. Get up on it.
Get through maybe something that, like what I went through.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really have any plans to monetize. Especially now that I like kind of work in social media, I get how this influencer marketing and stuff works, and I don't really agree with it. I think people are promoting whatever to make a buck, which is fine, but like you have to do it in a responsible way. Like I would never recommend, or if a company came to me and they're like selling their fat burning pills, for example, and they're like, we're going to give you $500 to post a story about this, I'm going to say no. Like
mm-hmm.
It hurts to turn away $500, but I have a responsibility and integrity to not be promoting that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I think that my niche, if you will, kind of doesn't leave me a whole lot of opportunity to work with brands, because my whole thing is, well, just eat your fruits and vegetables and shit that makes you feel good. Like you don't have to eat bars. I mean, yeah, I have bars that I like. I have, companies that make healthy foods that I like, but you don't have to eat that way.
Right.
So it doesn't really, I can't see brands wanting to be like, oh, we want to work with her, because that's not what I'm promoting.
Right. That's a beautiful thing.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I if I were to promote anything on here, it'd be something that I believe in. I don't want to just sell out.
Right.
I don't want to just sell shit just because you're offering me money.
Exactly.
Got some integrity, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I got some.
Have some.
Have some integrity. They're all jokes, you guys. Just because I got canceled last episode, I don't mean it.
Cancel culture.
Yep. It's here to stay. I guess. I don't know. I've always said you can't cancel me. Can't cancel me.
Sorry about it.
Sorry, Charlie.
Oh, no, we good.
No, not you, Charlie.
Hate us 'cause
Just
they
in
hate
general.
us.
They hate us because they ain't us. Yeah. What got you? So you're saying you got kind of unhealthy because of the influencers and just kind of that stuck in that mindset and that lifestyle. What got you out of it? Like, how did you go from, oh my gosh, what am I doing to myself, to I'm going to flip the script and turn this into a healthy lifestyle?
It took a lot of work, a lot of inner work. At first I had to recognize that it was even a problem, because I thought that like completely eating clean and eating chicken, broccoli, and whole, rice, whatever, brown rice was healthy. And it's not. Like your body needs other nutrients from other foods, and so education, but also first realizing that it was a problem. Like, okay, this isn't actually healthy. I don't feel good. I'm actually gaining weight because now I'm starting to binge on things because I'm not offering myself enough. Like if I want something, eat it. Like I wasn't allowing myself to do that. So finally on cheat days, I'd go off the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just felt like shit. And I was like, okay, something has to change here. And so I started to recognize that, and it's not like a switch that flips. You kind of have to start recognizing, okay, what kind of content am I ingesting? And it's not just social media. I mean,
right.
This has been a well-known thing. Models, they are airbrushed, they're photoshopped. Like it's no secret. Like this has been a thing
from a very young age for girls. Yeah.
Yep. So recognizing all of those things and saying, hey, this isn't actually the truth. And you can listen to even interviews with models and they'll say like, my body doesn't look like that. I don't always feel great about myself. There are things about myself that I don't like. And hearing stuff like that is kind of eye-opening. It's like, oh, well, I thought that you were perfect and you love your body and your body's perfect. And to hear that you don't actually look like that all the time and you actually had to, you know, crash diet and not drink water for an entire day before your photo shoot.
Right.
So it's all very eye-opening, and I think it happened over a very long period of time, kind of unlearning all the things that I had learned. And I think just because we have learned this from such a young age, it's never going to go away. Like you're still probably always going to look in the mirror one day and be like, oh, I don't like that about myself. But you have to recognize what you're saying and flip the script on yourself and say, that's a very negative comment or idea about my body. Like for me, it was always my legs. Like I hated my legs. And I'm like, you know what? My legs are functioning. I could run. I can walk. There are people who cannot do that.
Yeah.
And I better be thankful.
Right.
So.
And so just constantly, or just you were unhealthy, feeling weak, and then you started flipping it slowly. It's a slow change.
Well, yeah, because if you think about it, you've been so programmed to thinking that you have to eat a certain way. And
Yeah,
if you eat outside of that, you're going to get fat. Well, no, that's not the truth. So.
God, it's hard being a woman.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. It's really, I mean, we have, no, I'm just kidding.
You know how it is.
You know how it is. And let me just, I know, I do, I think a lot about these things, and there's this book I've been reading, The Coddling of the American Mind, and a lot of it has a lot to do with social media stuff and the effects on young girls, especially like preteens. Like the suicide rate has really skyrocketed, and it's, you know, a lot of it's surrounding about, you know, Instagram type stuff. You know, they see their friends, their girlfriends that are getting all these likes with these pictures of them being skinny and, you know, the right poses and a little bit of Photoshop here and there, and they're not getting the same kind of attention, or maybe they haven't developed as soon as these other, and it's exacerbated. Like that's already been, like I don't remember at that age how boys acted with the girls that were more developed than the other, and you could see that it bothered some of the girls at that age. I can't imagine now what it's like when you have not just your classroom, you know, your sixth grade class, but now it's like blasted on the internet with so many other of your peers, how hard that's got to be. And I have a daughter, she's, you know, only 4 right now. And it's just like one of the things that I'm just trying to educate myself more and more on, and figuring out like, how do I raise her in this day and age with this technology and with these traps out there? Like, how do I make sure she knows that, you know, she's beautiful with no matter what? Like she's just be happy with, like, how do you make sure that you can tell someone that be happy with yourself no matter what, but you know,
it's
the quote,
not so simple.
The comparison is the thief of all joy. And if she just gets into that life, she's eventually going to, it's technology. Like eventually she's going to find social media. It's just,
well, I think about that a lot because I'm like, okay, if I have a daughter one day, how am I going to...
I rent mine, by the way.
How am I going to, like, prevent this the best I can? Like, make sure that she feels good about herself and, like, it's ingrained in there, not like, letting her get to a point where she feels badly and then have to say, oh, no, you're great, you're perfect the way you are, whatever. And I think about all of the things that, like, I say out loud, or, you know, just sitting there like, oh God, my pants are real tight today, like they won't button. Like being careful about the language that I use about myself will be important to a daughter should I have one day, you know. And that's hard because I grew up in that culture. My mom grew up in that culture. My grandmother, you know, it's always been a thing. And hearing the women who that you look up to in your life talk negatively about themselves, not because they're consciously doing it. I mean, we just say these things like, oh, I'm so bloated today. I feel so fat. Ugh. Those things matter on the ears of a little one. So.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's not just social media. I mean, a lot of it is, but a lot of it is also.
No, oh yeah, for sure. I'm not acting like it's a super new thing. I just think that it's exacerbated the problem. Like I said, like the suicide rate in preteens is really,
especially
really
when
gone up.
When it's people that you know, you see your classmates or whatever, with photos maybe that are edited, but they don't realize it and they think, oh, Jenny from math class is perfect and her body looks like this in a bathing suit. It makes it that much closer to home.
Yeah. Oh, it's gotta suck. I was talking, so I've had a friend from the show, Braden Hopper. He's I
know Braden.
Oh, okay, photographer, and he was saying a lot of the females that he would work with to do like these cool photo shoots and photos with, a lot of them were just doing it to like impress their high school friends. Like they just wanted to show off, and like, he would doctor a lot of them up to make them look a little more attractive than they really are, and then he said a lot of them were they just were doing it just to show off to
get those likes.
Yeah, but mainly they're like high school, like they got these look at me now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We're all just kids, aren't we? Trapped with lessons we need to learn. Responsibility. Fuck responsibilities. I kick those to the curb. I got them for a couple days a week, and then their mom picks them up. Bye-bye, responsibility. Yeah. It's interesting life.
Yeah.
Interesting life being a dad.
Is it what you thought it would be? Or do you feel like this day and age is kind of...
It's not at all what I thought I'd be because I'm divorced. So I thought it was going to be, husband, wife, kids, family. Yeah, kind of that type thing. And I will say I am happily divorced. I've said that many times. I'm very glad. Like, we have a cool relationship. We're fine. We're great co-parents. We're cool with each other. No problems. But yeah, it's different now. It's not what I pictured, but it's cool. Like, I love being a dad. Like, when I have them, I love it. Like, I just love being a dad. It's great. And
kids are cool.
They are.
They really are.
They're just so cool. Just the way they think and the way they learn. And I'm 40, so I have a certain amount of jadedness to me. I've seen a lot of the negative things in the world, and sometimes I think people are idiots. You know what I mean? I just have a bad day, and this person did. You just get bad days, and people are just people suck. But then you experience the life through children's eyes at these young ages, and it's just really fun, and it's kind of psychedelic. Like, I look at my son especially, and he looks a lot like me, and he'll just give me this smile that's like looking at me when I was that age. It's like I just looked at myself 33 years ago, what I would have looked like, and then like his little personality. It's super fun, and it's super exciting, and it's different. It's got its pros and its cons. The pros will certainly outweigh the cons in the long run, I hope. Return of investment on these kids better be, come on.
You better take care of me.
Let's go. Exactly.
You put me in a home.
That's right.
I'm taking you out of the will.
And I don't need a huge house. Just,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I don't care. But then there are times where, it's great. I love it.
That's awesome.
But it's not, what I thought it would be. It's a lot different, but, in a lot of ways, being a divorced dad is great.
Yeah.
Because a lot of parents probably don't like admitting this, but they'll admit it to themselves. It's nice to get a break from your kids.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's healthy to get a break from your kids too.
And it's healthy for I don't know. It's just nice that I have them when I do, and then when I don't, I really can just do whatever I want. focus on myself, focus on the podcast, focus on friendships and relations, just whatever, just a lot more freedom to do.
And the more
life.
You take care of yourself, the better father you're going to be.
Yeah, exactly. Just try to set a good example.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Set a good example, be a good dad, love your kids. That's it.
Yeah.
Figure it out, eh?
We're all just figuring it out.
Yep, that's my Canadian.
I love it. You did great.
Mm-hmm. That's all I got.
I can't even do that. But to be fair, where my dad's family is from, that's like a different part of Canada.
Okay, they're French.
They have French. Yeah.
They speak a lot of French. They're
and
Quebec
I sit there
or something?
and I'm like,
or Montreal?
Quebec area.
Yeah.
Like closer to Quebec and New Brunswick.
Do you go up there at all? Have you ever traveled to any Canadian?
Oh yeah, I've been there quite a few times.
Oh, cool.
Where his family is from is I always joke, I'm like, there's one road in Canada. Because through the town there's like one main road, and then just off that main road are a bunch of like dead end streets.
Oh wow.
It's a strange place, but it's pretty cool. It's beautiful.
Canada's beautiful and clean.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's clean. I wonder, so the area that they're from is like a big lumber area, I guess. Like there's a bunch of loggers and they have the mills there and everything.
Oh, wow.
And it makes me wonder, because these trees grow so fast. I'm like, what are they using to make these trees grow this fast?
Oh, really?
Because, yeah. And I think that cancer is like a very prominent thing in that area, and it makes me wonder if it's if it's because of that. I mean, I don't know. It could.
Oh, you got straight conspirity theorist on me here.
I don't know. I'm just wondering, like, how many chemicals are in the soil and the water and the food, like the hunters, the deer, or eating whatever from the trees. Like I'm just curious. I don't know.
The
if
cancer's
it's true,
disproportionately higher there than.
I don't know. It just seems like it is.
Seems like
it seems like
You think
like
some Monsanto chemicals are being sprayed and pumped into these soil and river systems or something?
I mean, not purposefully. I think that it's just whatever fertilizers they're using for the trees.
I didn't know they used fertilizer on trees.
I would assume they do, just because they grow so fast.
They grow faster than normal.
Well, I know that they do something, because I know that trees that are like farmed, the lumber is they grow so fast, so the lumber is like twisted and warped and
cheaper.
Yeah,
not as good.
Because they're growing it fast. They're trying to make a turnover. I don't know.
I'd never.
It was just kind of a thought that I had. I wonder if it's that.
What else would it be? What else could it be? It's not a power plant or anything, right? It's just.
I don't know.
That makes sense to me.
Why does anybody get cancer nowadays?
Our diet? Yeah. Sugar?
They do eat a lot of sugar, I will say that.
It's sugar. Sugar is like the biggest contributor to cancer, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's got to be up. If it's not
processed sugar, I'm sure, but
any
I don't
sugar,
know
right?
If it's
when you ingest that amount of it, like I mean, think about it in all the different forms, not just table sugar. I mean,
brown sugar.
Just think about carbohydrate, just bread.
Right.
I don't know. Beer.
Well.
Turns to sugar, right?
I guess. That's sad. Beer's good.
Yeah, it's good. You just got to moderate it a little bit.
Yeah, anything in moderation.
Yes, including moderation.
Right.
Yeah. What's next for you?
I don't know. I'm a speech pathologist. I work in the schools in Kansas City, and right now we're, just starting school back up, and it's hard to look past Monday. So there's that.
My kid needs a little help with his speech. He sees a speech person.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's gotten better at it, though.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's fun to see them change their speech.
Yeah, you guys are great.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We try.
Yeah. Was there any concern for you with COVID going back to school? Or with any of your teaching peers? Like, how are teachers locally talking about it, or what are their...
It's a shit show.
Is it okay?
It is an absolute shit show right now.
Okay.
In terms of job security, I wasn't really concerned about that because we're legally bound to provide services. Mm-hmm. So that was fine, but we're all virtual right now. And trying to navigate that is...
My kid goes to school.
in KCPS.
Okay.
So I don't know if
he's
it's
in
different by
Independence.
district.
Yeah, he's in Independence, but yeah, he goes to school.
Yeah. No, I'd rather just be in school right now,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just a lose-lose situation all the way around. It's just a nightmare. So that's kind of just where my mind's at right now. I'm just trying to take it day by day.
Is it really stressful?
Yes.
Oh, no, and it's just begun.
I have a good cry every week, but
Really?
it's fine.
Oh, no.
But
You're probably not alone.
Yeah.
Probably all the administrations probably.
the administration, I don't know if they really understand. Because they're basically just getting information from the higher-ups and, like, telling us what we need to be doing. But we are, like, trying to actually do it, and it's not working. So.
Is it going to work this year? Like, do you see it?
We have to make it work. We don't really have a choice.
How are the kids? How are the kids handling it so far? Like, are you
okay?
Is it promising, or do you think this is just going to be a failure all around? Like this remote learning, school learning, because that's a lot of hours for kids to be.
It's hard for me to say because I'm not in the classroom, so
Okay.
I don't really know about their classroom work. But there are kids that I see who really need me. Like I have kids who are in wheelchairs, who are nonverbal, who are medically fragile. Like they really need you to be there doing hand over hand with them. They just really need you to be there. Like there's no way to give therapy virtually. Some of them are blind. How do you give virtual therapy to a blind child? You know? So.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
And they're like, you need to figure that out. It's like, I don't know if it's possible.
And what if I can't?
Yeah.
What if I can't figure it out? I'm just going to talk to this kid, this blind kid, like.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, no. Yeah, I know there was certainly talk. I don't want to say controversy, but, you know, there's just talk everywhere about what's the right answer. Do we send kids to school? Do we not send them to school? And I like that my kid's going to school. I think it's great. I pick him up from the bus, and he's super happy. Like, he's got a big smile on his face. I had a great day, Dad. Because I asked him, like, how was it? Oh, it was great. I love you. I was on recess. I got to see my friends.
They need to be socializing.
Yes, that is huge. No matter what age, like these kids need other human children of their own age interacting. They need
now more than ever.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
And so I again, I wouldn't say what the right answer is for anybody, but because they gave us the option. Independence gave us the option of remote learning or in school learning.
Oh, okay.
And so I think it was a great decision to make them so far.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They really do need to be in school. The problem is it's just lose all the way around. So
Yeah.
I mean, we have staff shortages. I mean, and that's across the country. Like, there is a teacher shortage, and with
Really?
Yes, and I mean, we have a hard time getting substitutes when there's a teacher out, and the classrooms end up getting divided. So you have second graders in a fifth grade classroom because there's no teacher for them.
I thought so many people wanted to be a teacher. They want summers off.
I mean, it's
Not
probably
anymore.
the only perk. Well, teachers don't get paid shit.
Yeah.
They don't get paid what they deserve.
Yeah.
Their expectations are through the roof. It's the most stressful job. Like, I think that people don't realize it. They think, oh, you know, your kids come in and you sing songs and you teach them how to read it. It's not like that. You teach to a test, and if your kids don't perform on the test, then that reflects poorly on you. Everything's about testing. It's just like you can't really teach anymore. So all these teachers who are now close to retirement, who are older and are probably concerned about COVID, maybe they have underlying problems or whatever.
Right.
They're retiring, and that's leaving an even bigger gap.
Oh, okay.
So even if the kids all do go back, then you have issues about classroom size, about, you know, them. When your class is huge, you can't really help the kids individually who need it.
Right.
So that's an issue. Expectations, like trying to keep kids socially distanced while...
And keeping their masks on.
Yeah, it's just
8 hours a day or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. That's a lot to ask of these kids. My son's in 2nd grade, and he seems to be doing pretty good with it. He's got the neck gaiter, and he doesn't complain about it.
Yeah, no, a lot of the kids are doing great. It's just like a huge expectation on the teachers that aren't getting paid. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's hard. There's no answer to it. People are either mad at the teachers or, saying that the kids need to go back. And then the other half of people are saying, oh, the kids can't go back. Like, that's too dangerous. There's just no right answer for it.
2020. Screw you.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said that, and people say that, but I don't see 2021 being any different.
I agree. I think it might get better towards the end. I don't know, but I feel like this is probably going to linger for a while.
Like, is 2025 the year?
God, I hope it comes.
Is that
before
the year
that.
we come
That's
back?
a
Is
long
that
time from now.
I know it is, but maybe 2025. We're like, you remember 2020
mm-hmm.
and 2021?
I never.
In 2022,
2020 again.
those years sucked. Yeah. What did we do?
We're going to be like, I think about all the pictures from like World War II and stuff of the kids with the gas masks and the drills that they had to like do in
mm-hmm.
class, and I'm thinking we are going to be in textbooks now. All the kids, 6 feet apart in the classroom with their masks on and their shields. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's going to be pictures of everyone that posted their kids' first day of school in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Because I posted a picture of both my kids with their masks on, holding up their signs, preschool and 2nd grade. And
yeah.
2020 looks weird for kids today.
I feel bad for them. I feel really bad for the kids.
I feel bad for some of the ages. And if they're not going, I feel sorry if they're not going.
Yeah.
Because they're missing. Yeah, it does suck. But I hated school.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would have done with it. Like, yeah, I would have sucked. I would have had to have gone. Yeah, you're right. I feel sorry for the kids, especially for the remote learning kids. I could not imagine my discipline in middle school and high school was bad. But, for a kid, for a boy, I'm not going to speak for boys. I'll speak for myself. It's a strange time when puberty hits and you've got all these hormones going and you want to play a lot of sports and you want to be you want to be super active and you want to be social and of course girls. And yeah, it's got to be different when you're at that age and you're stuck at home remote learning and you don't get to get these hormones in your body worked out. Right. Because there's a lot of sports that aren't happening. And if you're not able, yeah, you're right, Lexi. I've come around to your side, and I feel bad for these kids.
I like to think that I don't have a side because I
Wait a minute. I just went on your side. Now you're switching sides on me?
No.
Are we playing ping pong here? Is this the ping pong show?
I feel bad for the teachers. I feel bad for the kids. I feel bad for the parents. These parents got to go back to work. And their kids, like, how do you do school with your kid when you got to go to work?
Right.
It's just, that's what I mean by it's a lose-lose. Like, nobody wins. That was really a downer. Can we talk about something happy now?
Yeah. Yes, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You asked me what's next.
I'm so embarrassed.
No, you have nothing to be embarrassed about. You said what's next, and I was just like, I can't think past Monday.
I forgot that you were in the school system, a teacher. I just thought you were just this wild Instagram star that gets to travel the world and run and paint and
I mean, I wish.
Have
and
bees.
Paint. Oh, I don't think anyone wants to see me paint.
Paint your houses or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Well, that sucks too. But yeah, I'd be happy painting my house all day.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And you work for the Green Grove CBD.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of irons in the fire.
A lot. That's probably why I'm so anxious. There's too much going on. I've been consciously trying to be a little less like, oh, I'll do that. Because that's the kind of person I am. Like, I say yes to most things, even if I don't want to do them. And I need to be careful about what I'm putting on my plate. So.
I'm really bad at asking for things.
I'm bad at that.
I'm trying to get good at that. And I'm the same way. Like, I'll say yes to a lot of things. I'm trying to get better at that too.
Even just asking for help or like support.
Yeah, I'm horrible at that.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
It's hard.
Yeah, I've been trying to get, I don't know. I think that's something I could work out with a therapist.
I would love to go to therapy.
Right?
I actually called my insurance and I'm like, there's got to be like something, right? Like I need to get my anxiety under control. And they're like, no, your plan doesn't have that. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Oh, shit.
There's another problem with society.
Yeah.
You wonder why everyone's crazy. Well, maybe if there was some kind of mental health support that was accessible. Yeah.
Yeah. My work does offer it, like a
Good.
certain number of it. I just haven't. I am, again, something I could work out with a therapist on how to not procrastinate and how to put things off and how to do certain things. Like, I know I have to do it. I've been not to have to do it, but I've been wanting to do it. But I'm like, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. Because it's not like there's not a deadline. If I don't have a deadline or something, I just keep putting shit off. And I'm like,
Yeah. I think everybody needs to go to therapy. I think therapy became this thing that was like, oh, you need help. Like, you got to go to therapy. If you're going to therapy, like something's wrong with you. And that's not the case. I think anybody could benefit from
something's wrong with me.
Strategies to help.
Yeah.
So
figure this life thing out.
Yeah. Sometimes it's nice too to just like air your problems out to someone that doesn't know you or, you know, someone that doesn't have like a biased opinion, because you talk to people that you love and they're going to tell you what they think is best for you. Where a therapist is going to tell you what you actually need to get your shit together because they don't know you. Like, they're going to tell you as a person, like,
you're paying me to help you out.
Right. It's not going to be a biased opinion or a biased suggestion.
They just want to help.
Yeah.
I need help. I'm getting help. That's it. You've got me swinging around in here too. Look at you. Look, you should be a life coach.
That would be fun.
These are the reasons to follow Lex Ouellette. Lexi, this was awesome.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming on. Last time I thought I was having you on and it switched to the other two, and it was amazing. And I thought it was great, and I'm so glad that you agreed to come back one-on-one so we could talk about your Instagram fame. You're huge, blowing up, gigantic. You could go viral any day now.
I don't know how I'd do with that, but...
Would that be scary? Would you be afraid to get super...
I would never, ever want to be famous.
Yeah.
Like, I share a lot on Instagram that I think would help people, but there's a lot of my personal life that I don't, like, air out on the internet. Like, I wouldn't really want people knowing that much about me.
You know, that's where I fucked up with this podcast. I've just been an open diary on here. I've let it almost all of it out. It's bad. I'm too honest on this show. I'm gonna start lying a lot. A lot. No truth coming out of my mouth ever again on here, guys.
Man. No, your integrity, you're honest, remember?
I forgot. Not anymore. I'm going dark now. That's right. I'm going dark. I mean, what's that wrestling term? I'm going heel. I'm going to go heel. I'm going to be the bad guy now. I'm just have people in. I'm just going to just be a dick. Just super aggressive. Of course, I'll probably like 3 episodes. And people are like, I'm not coming onto your show. I got to keep this train rolling.
You're too nice to do that. You wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm kind of a nice guy. I'm all right. All right. Anything else? Anything you'd like to say before we sign off? How people can find you? I would suggest young girls to definitely follow you. Girls of all ages, but, you know, if you got a younger female in your life that's on Instagram, you're a great follow.
Thanks. I guess I am an open book, so if someone like felt that they wanted to slide into my DMs, but like in a way that like they wanted to talk about something,
holla at your girl.
Yeah, I'd be happy to talk about anxiety, body image, whatever. If you just need to vent,
beautiful person. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And I don't know. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. We're out of here. Bye.
Bye.